Hi, Leo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your December 1st to the 15th, 2021 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Leo, December 1st to the 15th, 2021, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say for themselves. We have the Fool, and we have Temperance. Now, Temperance represents Sagittarius energy. And so if we have Sagittarius within our natal chart or within our lives, this comes through very powerfully at our root, right? They have an effect on us that we can't really pinpoint, but it's going to shake us just a bit. And that part of our personality is going to come out at the root of us, at the very base of us, within our natal chart. Then we have the Three of Pentacles. And we have the Empress, which is absolutely beautiful. In the emotional self, we have the Six of Pentacles. We have the Strength card, which is us coming through. We're represented by the Strength card in the Major Arcana. We're represented by the Wands in the Minor Arcana. And we have the Knight of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And again, if we have this within our natal chart, this is going to come through very powerfully in our emotional self. We're going to have our hearts and our mind really coming together, but we can also have this sense of restlessness, the sense of I have to act before I've really thought everything through. So just be mindful of that impetuousness coming forward. We have the Hermit, which is Virgo energy in the public arena. And we have the Hangman. There's a sense of maybe being in limbo for some of us as we're looking at certain things, feeling like we haven't really made the decision yet of how we're moving forward and where we want to be and what it is that we desire. But there's also going to be a sense here of as we look inward, we realize that we don't see things the same way as everybody else. And that's not necessarily going to be a bad thing. It can be a very good thing for us. All right, let's look at the energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. So this is the Prince of Wands. That's exactly what's coming through at the heart right here. This is us. This is also fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, well, we're Leo, and Sagittarius. But we have here the Prince of Wands. We have the sense of I need to act, I need to go, I need to just be doing something, moving, any way forward is going to be better than staying still. And that's going to kind of be our mentality during this time. And yet that's not necessarily going to be the truth. So just be aware of that. With the Prince of Wands, there's just this fire around us. And we're going to be really attracted to people who have that fiery energy, who have that sense of, I'm moving forward and, the devil may care how things go type of attitude. And we're going to be really pulled in, but they're not going to be thinking things through. They're not going to be looking at the bigger picture. And this is a time where we kind of need to step into the bigger picture of what we want. We're setting things up. So let's look at our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Oh, goodness, this one right here came right out. Grounding. This is the Earth Star chakra located 6 inches below our feet. And this is just a sense of, I need to ground myself. I need to be centered. I need to be steady. I need to be rooted. And I need to know where my roots are and how my roots are being nourished. So this is like planting an oak tree in cactus soil. It won't thrive because it's not right. Or a cactus in oak tree soil. It's not going to work. This is very much saying, what is the energy around me? What do I need for myself and for my progression forward? What is feeding me? What is nurturing me? What is guiding me to the place that I need to be? Soul, spirit, and self. So let's talk about this time astrologically. On the 1st of December, we have Neptune going direct, which means that it comes out of retrograde. Now, this draws a close to a time of spiritual and psychological transformation, so it can be very calming for us to enter into this Neptune direct. And with this, we are going to have had things brought to the surface of what is hidden for our spiritual gifts, our spiritual growth, for the way that we need to move forward within ourselves. And now things have really started to come together. On the 4th of December, we have Mercury opposite Lilith. Now, this brings a lot of miscommunication and frustration. There's a sense here that we feel unseen and unheard. And the fact of the matter is, everybody feels this way. The 4th of December, everybody's just a little bit edgy when it comes to Mercury opposite Lilith. And this is going to be a time where we can really start letting other people define us and other people start to, quantify our worth instead of us really taking into consideration what we want from life and how we're moving forward. So just be aware of that. We also have the new moon and a solar eclipse, which will be discussed in a separate video. On the 6th of December, we have Mars sextile Pluto. Now, this is a tremendously driven and determined time. We really can fall into this energy of the go-getter really quite easily here, Leo. This makes us very capable at achieving our goals, going after what we want. We want to be the leader, not the follower on this day. But again, that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants to be moving forward, going after their goals, going after what they want. And it's not going to really be about a group or about, kind of taking care of each other. It's going to be about the individual. And this can really get us into trouble here. So stepping back, looking at the bigger picture, looking at the bigger goals is going to be really, really important for us, because we can have a tendency during this time to get caught up in the moments. And the moment caught upness is going to be so easy for us. We need to take a more powerful approach to ourselves and our lives during this time, and the sense of stepping into our power, because we can become unstoppable. The best approach for the 6th of December is to embrace our powerful confidence and also come to it with a sense of everything isn't perfect. Everything doesn't have to be a certain way, and a sense of flexibility, but it's going to kind of be forced flexibility because nobody's going to want to be flexible on this day. So just be aware of that. On the 7th of December, we have Mercury squared Neptune. Now, this is a time where it feels actually odd to be in the waking world. Nothing feels like it should. It almost feels like we want to go back into the dream world. We want to go back into the awakening, the understanding of it all. And that can be very powerful for us, and that can be very intense for us. Now, we also have here with the Hermit, Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So on the 7th of December, which we are just talking about, this is going to be more powerful for us than other days, because of the fact that, especially in the public arena, that Mercury plays a bigger part, a bigger role in the way that we move forward. So we will feel a bit kind of like out of place. This will also be going back to the 4th of December, where Mercury is opposite Lilith, and we feel like we can't communicate. We feel a bit frustrated. This could be a bit amplified for us. So just being aware of that. So these days might be the days that we want to kind of circle on our calendar to just be aware of our own sensitivities, our own, kind of trying to fit into our own skin type of days. Now, with Mercury squared Neptune, this is going to be a tremendously good time for dreaming, for planning, for kind of coming up with ideas. It's not going to be the best time for communication because things are going to be jumbled. Now, on the 8th of December, Mars is squared Jupiter. Now, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So when Jupiter comes up, this is going to be a time that's more intense for us than other times. This alignment is positive. It gives us this creative energy, this enthusiasm, this strength, this courage, this sensuality of being and self. And we need to make sure that we stay in alignment with ourselves and our energy on this day. Because if we don't have a creative outlet, if we don't have a way to, a physical outlet, a way to express all the emotion and all the energy running through us, we can feel scattered and we can feel overly excitable. It's almost like we just drank way too much coffee and feel rather jittery. So just be aware of that. On the 11th of December, Mercury is sextile Jupiter. Now this affects us both in the public arena and at our root, because this is a time, because of the Sagittarius and Virgo influence here, this is a time of questioning and curiosity. We want the bigger pictures. We need an open mind, a non-judgmental space. We need to acquire knowledge and to see what's useful in our lives and be able to discard what isn't. This isn't going to be a time of like having to fit into certain norms. This is a time of travel. Mercury rules short trips, Jupiter rules long trips. So this is going to be a time where we're questing, where we're exploring, where we're questioning. Also on the 11th of December, we have Venus conjunct Pluto. Now, with Venus conjunct Pluto, this brings love and karmic love to the front of our minds on this day. So we have this curiosity and this travel with Mercury sextile Jupiter, but we also have this love and this guidance of the heart also on the 11th of December with Venus conjunct Pluto. So we have to be aware of our hearts, our heart chakra, also aware of the turmoil that we have been through, and undealt with scars, undealt with trauma. These will start to come up on this day and kind of knock us off our game if we're not looking at them openly and honestly, if we're not being open and honest with our hearts and our souls and ourselves. Now, on the 12th of December, the Sun is squared Neptune. This is going to be powerful for us, Leo, because we're ruled by the Sun. So this is going to be the most powerful date within this time frame. We're being forced to see and call out our weaknesses, which is not something anybody likes to do. But this is going to be very strongly urged for us. This is going to be something we very much feel, like seeing ourselves, not with everything, on us that we think we're supposed to have, but kind of ripped raw and really looking at what we want, where we want to be within our lives, standing in ourselves, owning our own space. This is going to be a powerful day. This can also be a very emotional day and sensitive day. So be aware of this. We are finding our voice even if we're shaking on the inside. Even if we think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm saying this. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm moving forward this way. No, I can't believe I'm doing this. This is a time where we really need to stand in our strength, in ourselves. We can be sensitive and caring on this day. We can also be just there for everybody else. We have to make sure that we're there for ourselves as well. Now, on the 13th of December, we have a few things happening. We have Mercury entering into Capricorn, which again is going to be powerful because of the Mercury energy here with Virgo. Now, this is making us astoundingly methodical in our thinking and the way that we perceive the world. Now, Leo, this can become a little bit intense for us because that Capricorn energy, that sense of quantifying everything, of saying everything has its place, everything has its, number, its value, everything has its set, kind of like market price type of deal. With our tenacity and our competitiveness can really make this a day where we're excellent at business. Like, we're excellent at getting the jobs done. Sales can be through the roof, but we can be really bad at connecting with people. Just really, really bad at it. So make sure to kind of center yourself, call yourself out if you feel that you're disconnecting or that you feel like laughter and joking, like there's just no time for it. Everything has to be super serious. So centering ourselves and coming back to ourselves, that's going to be so important. Make sure to step back into our hearts, back into, what is emotionally and spiritually very, very, very prominent and purposeful for us. Remember to speak kindly and with compassion, because everybody's not going to really be thinking about kindness or compassion on this day. We're going to be thinking of what I can achieve, what I can succeed, how I can move forward. On the 13th of December, we have Mars entering into Sagittarius. Now, this is strong because of the Sagittarius energy, the temperance energy here at our root. So this day is jam-packed, okay? It's jam-packed with powerful energy. And so with Mars entering into Sagittarius, this brings a maddening duality with it. So it brings this fun-loving side of the fire energy, but it also brings the aggressive side of the fire energy. And because we are fire energy ourselves, there's going to be a sense really here that we can just kind of explode. We can really burn so bright that we burn out. So we have to be mindful of this. We will feel things astoundingly strongly during this time, and we'll find it hard to see other people's point of view. This is going to be a time where we all think we're right, and we all just don't understand why everybody can't agree with what we're saying. So that's going to be really quite frustrating. We need a spiritual and physical outlet, or else, again, we're just going to overflow with the brightness, with the fire. And that's going to be something that we need to kind of tone down. We're also going to be kind of bad at follow through on this day. Everything's going to happen so brightly. Everything's going to burn so bright. We can start 500,000 different things and finish none of them, because we're only interested in how we can do it, how we can start it, like how we can put it together, and seeing it to the end. That's not really going to be our concern. So just be aware of that. On the 14th of December, Mars is opposite the North Node. Now, this is a time when the intensity of Mars needs to be tempered by the conscious peace of the North Node. Mars has us looking for action and doing, while the North Node brings to the surface the motivation to work out our karmic debt and our spiritual growth. So they're going to be quite different. One wants us to go out and to do, the other wants us to turn in and to really see. This can be a profoundly, amazingly powerful time if we listen and do, if we watch and understand. This is going to be a time where going out into the world and going into ourselves, we need to find the balance between the both of them, or else we're just going to feel pulled into very distinct and very different directions. We have the Fool here at our root. We are moving forward towards something more. We're also going to be afraid of how we can move forward, of where we can go, of, how we can become and be what it is that we want to be and where it is that we want to be. We're also going to be really, really self-conscious of how other people think of us, how other people perceive us, and we're going to want to control that narrative. Here's the thing. You can't. You can't control the narrative of how somebody else sees you. It's just impossible. They can see you as wonderful. They can see you as horrendous. That's on them. It's not on us. I mean, yes, we have to be responsible for our actions, but people will also make their own decisions. With the Fool, with this sense of I am moving towards my dreams, I am moving towards the unknown, I am opening up the door, there's a need here to recognize that not everybody will see us, not everybody will understand us, and that's okay. That really is. But I need to follow this for me, and I need to move forward to this so that I can embrace my purpose here on the earthly plane. Remember, every single hero starts off as a fool. Every single person on the hero's journey, which is what we're on, starts off as the fool. Starts off not knowing, starts off not understanding, starts off taking other people's opinions more soundly and securely than their own. This is a time where we are finding our voice, our path, and our steps forward. It moves us to temperance. It moves us to this place of balance, to this place of strength that can be seen and strength that cannot. It moves us to this place of a voice that can resonate through bone and a voice that can almost be ignored, but also has tremendous power to it. We're going to look at the dualities of ourselves, the dualities of our path forward, and really start to step into our role, what we want, what we see, what we desire, and where it is that we want to be within our lives. There's a sense of wealth coming to us. We're not seeing it. We're not seeing it. We're busy looking somewhere else. Spirit is saying here, we are not a mistake. We have not made mistakes. I mean, okay, so Spirit's saying rectify. We have made mistakes. Everybody has. That's part of being human. But there's a need here to look at things and not think everything's so far gone that it cannot be changed, that it cannot be put on a different path. And so here we have wealth coming down on us. We have the sense of working together. We have the sense of looking at the different aspects of ourselves, the child, the adult, the wisdom that we will become, or the wisdom that we are right now. And we start to see ourselves moving forward and embracing these time frames of existence, even though we're told the only thing that matters is like when you're in your 20s. That's absolutely ridiculous. Most people don't find themselves till probably the earliest at 30. I mean, some people are lucky and maybe they find themselves in their 20s, but 30 seems to be a time of awakening. And then as we go on, we can find ourselves more and more, or we can lose ourselves along the way and find ourselves again. There's a power here. That's why 3 coins are falling on us. There's a sense of the Trinity of Self. There's a sense of the power of being that's leading us forward, the maiden, the mother, the crone. If we are religious, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, if we are Christian in our beliefs. But we are going to be seeing that bounty is moving us. Things happen in 3s, and they're going to be tapping our shoulder and saying, look at what we are supposed to be creating and bringing forward into this world. Now, with the Empress, she's pregnant. This could mean to focus on our children if we have them, but if we don't, or if it's like, okay, that's not it, what we're being told here is that we are creating something to bring forward into the world that is part of our voice, part of our souls, part of ourselves. And as we do this, as we bring this forward, we start to find ourselves more and more and more. We might have found here, Leo, that we lost ourselves somewhere along the way in these crazy years that we've been having, in this intensity that we've been going through. We could have lost sight of why we're here, of what we want, of the bigger picture of who we are. And what we're bringing forward into the world now is the creative purpose, is the karmic love that is a part of us. It's not the love with another person. It's the love for our existence, our soul, our passion, and ourselves. We're starting to create and we're starting to cultivate. And we're starting to see where our heart needs things to be balanced, where we need to be moving forward more in one direction or another. We're also seeing that there are helping hands along the way, that there are guidance, that there is wisdom, that there is knowledge that is coming to us if we take it in and if we really start to embrace it within ourselves and within our lives. We are also looking at the giving and the taking. Whether there are giving aspects in our lives or taking aspects in our lives, we need things to be balanced, especially at work and at home. There can't always be the give, or the take. This is a time where we're looking at things and we're saying, how do I need to center me? What do I need in this time? Because we're embracing the very essence of ourselves, and we're going to find strength in the oddest of places through the most unlikely of allies. It doesn't mean our enemies are going to become our best friends. What it means is that when we're pulling for strength within our lives, and this isn't the big muscle strength, this isn't the it has to be this way sort of strength, the strength of will and the strength of force. What it is the strength of being. It is the strength of my soul and myself, and the fact that I know who I am, and I embrace my worth. And there is a power here in that. And we start to see ourselves aligning in a way that we hadn't envisioned before, we didn't think could be a part of us. And as we see ourselves aligning in this, we see ourselves empowered, we see ourselves emboldened, and we see ourselves starting to fall into our hearts. We're starting to fall in love with our life, but we're also starting to fall in love with ourselves, to see ourselves with openness and with honesty and with love and with beauty. And this makes us powerful. With the Knight of Swords, we're kind of coming in at each other. You see the Strength card and the Knight of Swords, they're running at each other. And it can be for battle, sure, but it's also going to be the sense of an awakening, a sense of this knowledge coming in that was just needed, like the two become one, almost. And as this happens, what we're going to find is we're cutting through doubts and fears. We're really starting to embrace our throat chakra, our words, what we desire, what we're saying, what we're looking for in life, the narrative that we have in our own heads, the way that we want to move forward to what we want for ourselves. And there's a real sense here of slaying the dragons, slaying the demons that have been holding us back, hoarding away our gifts and our goals. And there's a real sense of cutting through poison, of cutting through hurt and pain and venom and despair. And as we do so, we start to elevate. We start to rise within ourselves and awaken a part of ourselves that has just been asleep for too long, that has been wanting to come out. And as we awaken this in the public arena, we turn inward. So this isn't going to be a time where we want to be kind of like in the middle of everything. This is going to be a time where we're searching for wisdom, where we're searching for ourselves and our greater understanding, where we're starting to see ourselves with openness and with honesty. We're also starting to see the walls that have been built around us that make it harder for us to move forward the way that we want, to the place that we want to be, to what it is that we desire within our lives. And this wisdom starts to come in. We start to see this guidance. And as we do, we start to see ourselves more and more. We start to say to ourselves, how do I handle this? How do I embrace this? How do I move forward in this expression of self, in this being that is me? And how do I let my soul shine through? And with the Hangman, we can feel in limbo for a bit here. We can feel like if I truly embrace me, I will lose something. If I walk this path, something will be gone. And I don't know exactly what that is. It comes through a revelation of self. It comes through being able to bring something forward into this world, and being able to create it and cultivate it. And it comes from finding balance. It comes from finding understanding. But what we're also going to see here is that as we're starting to see ourselves differently, as we're starting to connect with ourselves, we're seeing things differently from other people. That doesn't necessarily mean that we're wrong. It doesn't mean also that we're just going to see things differently from everybody and it be like, how could other people possibly see it this way? Or the ones that we love are absolutely wrong and only we know the answer. What it's going to be is just a sense of revelation. It's just going to be a sense of, an epiphany. It's like, the eyes open. Okay, I see it like this. And just because we're stepping into ourselves more and more, embracing our hearts more and more, and coming to things with gentle, kind compassion and understanding, it doesn't mean that we are wrong. And it doesn't mean that the world with its aggression and with its demanding is right. What it means is that we're starting to find the beauty of the gentleness of our voice. And it moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. And that's the Princess of Cups. That's emotional manipulation. That is somebody who likes the trauma and the drama and wants us to absolutely get tangled in it. It's also very much warning us to be aware of trauma and drama. Don't bring it to the table. It moves us to our subconscious chakra energy, which is visualization. This is the third eye chakra. We're seeing things more clearly. With visualization, visualization gets a bad rap. It's like, manifestation. People sit there and think, okay, if you think about it, you'll get it. And so only thing I have to do is think about it. Well, it also is the hard work that we put in, the time and the effort. The thing with visualization that sets it apart is that it creates these pathways in our own brain that start to tell us, I can do this because I've done it before. The brain does not know the difference between imagination and reality, which is kind of scary, but also astoundingly beautiful when we're looking to better ourselves and move ourselves forward. So if we visualize ourselves being the success that we want, if we visualize even the hard moments and working through it, because we're also going to need to see the fear that comes up as we're visualizing the success. Okay, where does the panic start? Why is it that, this part will be hard? Signing these documents would be terrifying, or moving forward this way, or speaking to this person. What is it that keeps us held back? And so as we're looking at this, we're looking at ourselves. As we're seeing the path forward, we're seeing ourselves with openness and with honesty. And we're starting to see the steps we need to take to get us to where we want to be. And that becomes powerful. That's the power of visualization. It's opening up our mind and it's letting our minds know, I can do this. It moves us then to our subconscious rooted self. And that's the star. This is Aquarius energy. This is a sense of our wishes shining forward. And this is a sense of something so much bigger coming to the table. This is getting what we need, not necessarily what we want. And this is also a power of where we stand within ourselves. Dreams come true. Dreams start moving us forward. And we look at the power of what we wish for. And we look at the power of where we are. And we start to see things aligning in a very different way, in a very beautiful way. It moves us to our subconscious in ourself. And that's the death card. This is Scorpio energy. Okay, this is the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. We're not the same person we once were. And that can be terrifying. That can be overwhelming. We can look at the dreams that we have that we may think will never come true now. And what we're starting to see is the transformation of ourselves. And it's not with regret that we are moving forward, though we can be sad about certain things. It's a transformation of a person who knows that as I live, as I develop, I become more and more and more of what I was meant to be, of how I was meant to walk this earth, of how I was meant to embrace myself. And this is a sense here of coming to life with love and compassion and an openness of heart, and seeing where that takes us and seeing how that leads us forward. There's a profound transformation that's coming into us, in our inner selves, as we take our creativity and birth it into the world. It'll change us. And we have to choose if it will change us for the better or if it will change us for bitterness or the worst. It moves us to our subconscious emotional self. And it's the lovers, it's Gemini energy. It is a sense of passion and beauty and falling in love with life again. It is the sense of our angels guiding us, the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine coming together in our lives and seeing us move forward to what we love and to where we want to be. This is beauty and passion coming back, but this is also understanding that we will have a need to have everybody like us. And that's just not possible. We're also going to tend to be a little bit secretive, so we have to be mindful of that. The secrets that we keep from ourselves and the secrets that we keep from those who we love. So just be aware of it. It's going to be almost like second nature, where we're going to be like, no, I'm not going to tell them this. Being more open is going to be better for us than not. It moves us to our subconscious public arena self. And this is the Three of Swords. We need to look at the hurt and the pain and the betrayal that has cut us at our knees, that has made us doubt our path forward, that has left scars. This is a time where we take the swords out, so we're not being cut open time and time again. We name the pain, we see the pain, and we own the pain. And now we move forward towards where we need to be, towards where we want to be, towards who we truly are. And it's not being held back by fear anymore. All right, Leo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and the intensity of this time and the transformation of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Leo.